Okay, welcome back to Supernova Labs. Space policy. Space law. Oh, really difficult to pass in the UK. I think I've just been in a long thing as part of the accelerator for space policy and strategy, and it really underlined for me that there are specific networks you need to navigate. Like there are specific people meeting in specific rooms that you need to have the right position just to slip it into the pile in order for the building blocks for a spaceplane development program in the UK to be built. So, a few of the ones that were isolated was the Space Policy Directorate, obviously the UK Space Agency. UK Space as a trade body surprisingly has quite an outsized influence for how much you see of them just as a startup in the industry. And there are working groups that you can get access to that provide policy directions to that then go to the national policy directions and the now ESA as well with the ministerials. You have meetings of all the space ministers and they decide the direction that Europe is going to be taking, because the UK is still a part of the European Space Agency. Fortunately, we're on a separate treaty, so not all has been lost. But yeah, like this is the politics of space, right? Can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to build space planes." Everybody's like, "Yeah, let's do it." Don't work like that. You gotta navigate. You gotta schmooze. Get into the right places. Get the right messages in front of the right people. So it kind of carries on all the way up the chain and clears the path. Yeah, it's I think for the longest time that was just completely opaque to me. I think for most space startups it's completely opaque how policy directives get taken up, how the policy decisions end up being taken. Like why in the UK there were so many spaceports announced, specifically for air-launched rockets, so heavily dependent on Virgin Orbit as like their lead sponsor for anything happening, when you have great companies like Bristol Spaceplanes and like what we're doing, we're ready to go. We're ready to get up there and get started developing space planes here in the UK. And there are capabilities that could be developed from here. But the reality is, there's nobody looking. There's nobody looking for what's going on at the bottom. And there are special interest groups dedicated to defining space policy in the UK. This is one of the big things I've just realised. Which is fine. Which is fine. I can get where water can't. So I will find my way in. Just feels like a lot of wasted time though, you know what I mean? Like, could have been speaking to these people a lot sooner had it been clearer where I had to go and who I had to speak to get things adopted. Yeah, in a time like the present, right? Just gotta get on with it. think that's pretty much all I've got to talk about today. I can talk about space debris, but I think I'll leave that to another video. So, hope you have a wonderful day. Speak to you soon. Look after yourself.